The vote in the Galactic Assembly was unanimous: Earth would be exiled from the cooperative. Humanity was deemed too dangerous, too unpredictable, too fundamentally incompatible with galactic civilization. The reason? A human diplomat had punched a Valerian representative in a heated negotiation. Not killed. Not gravely wounded. Simply punched. The Valerian was still alive, merely bruised and humiliated. In galactic society, physical violence was unthinkable. Disputes were resolved through arbitration, debate, and consensus. A human had violated the most sacred principle of civilized discourse. The Galactic Council gave Earth 1 week to prepare for exile. All trade routes would be severed. All diplomatic relations terminated. Earth would be cast into isolation, exiled to the outer reaches of known space, forbidden from contact with any member species. The humans received the news with surprising calm. Dr. Sarah Chen, Earth's chief diplomatic officer, read the exile proclamation and immediately called an emergency session of the United Nations Security Council. The response was swift and startling: humanity would accelerate their departure voluntarily. "We're not waiting for exile," she announced to the assembly. "We're leaving on our own terms. Immediately." The announcement shocked the galaxy. Humans were supposed to beg for reconsideration. They were supposed to offer reparations and apologies. Instead, they were actively fleeing. Within 48 hours, every human spacecraft capable of interstellar travel was being mobilized. Private corporations diverted resources. Military vessels were converted to transport ships. Scientific research stations packed their data and equipment. Humanity was executing a coordinated exodus that would have been impossible for most species to achieve in a month, let alone 2 days. The Galactic Council watched in bewilderment. "They're abandoning their homeworld," observed Council member Velrath. "This is unprecedented. No species has ever voluntarily accepted exile so quickly." Historian Krell, who had become increasingly familiar with human behavior, offered insight. Humanity doesn't fear isolation. They fear irrelevance. By accepting exile passively, they would acknowledge the Council's authority over them. By leaving aggressively, they're asserting independence. The exodus continued with terrifying efficiency. Within 1 week, 70% of Earth's population had boarded transport vessels. Within 2 weeks, humanity had vanished into the outer reaches of space. But the humans didn't disappear into darkness. They disappeared into opportunity. The Outer Rim was a frontier space, vast regions unmapped, uncolonized, and ungoverned by the Galactic Council. It was dangerous, resource-poor, and inhospitable. The Council considered it worthless. Humanity considered it home. They established colonies with ruthless pragmatism. They mined asteroids for resources. They terraformed planets that the Council considered uninhabitable. They built shipyards and research facilities. They didn't petition for acceptance or beg for trade agreements. They simply built. 5 years passed. Then humanity started expanding. Their ships, designed for survival in harsh conditions, began exploring territories beyond the Galactic Council's influence. They discovered wormholes. They located ancient alien technology abandoned millennia ago. They mapped regions of space that the established powers had considered too risky to explore. Humanity wasn't begging to return. They were becoming too valuable to ignore. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session. The exile of Earth had transformed humanity from an unpredictable problem into a rapidly rising power. They controlled access to unexplored territories. They possessed technologies salvaged from ancient civilizations. They had no allegiance to any galactic power structure. "We should rescind the exile," Velrath proposed. "Invite them back into the cooperative under reformed terms." Krell shook her head slowly. "They won't accept." Humanity didn't just accept exile, they weaponized it. By forcing themselves into isolation, they created space to develop independently. Now they're positioned as equals or superiors, not subordinates seeking readmission. A message arrived from Earth's new government, transmitted from the Outer Rim. It was addressed to the Galactic Council and delivered with clinical precision. Thank you for the exile. It was the greatest gift you could have given us. We have no interest in rejoining an organization that exiled us for a single punch. We've spent 5 years building something better, a civilization that respects individual autonomy and doesn't demand conformity. We will trade with you. We will cooperate with you. But we will never again ask permission to exist. Humanity has left the cooperative. We've embraced the frontier. And we've never been stronger. The message ended transmission. In the council chamber, silence fell. They had intended to punish humanity by exile. Instead, they had liberated them. Historian Krell smiled grimly. They just turned punishment into victory. That's the most human thing I've ever witnessed. Humanity hadn't waited to be told twice. They had simply walked away, and built an empire in the darkness.